don't know. It's just us.
Who knows if the chat room's even there right now?
I don't know what's going. Who knows? People are like, "Who's the guest? Are they doing a show? What's the show? What's the show?"
What's the show? Why is my phone being weird? I'm turning it off and back on again. There you go.
I'm putting my phone on silent. Hey, chat room. What's up?
Hi, chat room.
What's up, chat room? Hey.
Twitch.tv/Azeroth RT.
We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the World of Warcraft.
The WoWs.
Talk about the World of Warcraft all day.
I'm gonna talk about World of Warcraft. Are you gonna talk about World of Warcraft?
Y'all want to talk about the World of Warcraft? We can talk about it if you want to. Today in World of Warcraft, I logged in and did daily quests. I do them every day.
That's because it's called daily.
Sup, Gone Postal 101? How are you?
Yo.
Welcome to the chat room. Did you
Have
update
you gone
the title,
postal?
Ben? Because I still see.
Well, I
featuring
updated
Rel.
it, but I forgot to click update information.
You
son of a bitch!
You got
where
us
you're going with that.
again, McGonagall.
What? Professor McGonagall?
Yep, Professor.
I turned into a cat?
Yeah. Hey, Wicked Kitten. 13, the 13th of the Wicked Kittens.
At here. We are live. Join John and Ben as we talk about WoW and stuff and things at twitch.tv/AzerothRT.
Scott Pede, Allura for real, still trying to win the contest. Still trying to win the
Is
contest.
that from the Heroes charity thing from forever ago?
No, this was from... Oh, what hero was it? It might have been from Garrosh, I think.
Okay.
I was giving out prizes. They had to type something, and Scott was like, well, I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom real quick while you do that. So the phrase they needed to type was Scott Peed.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense a great deal, actually.
Yeah. That's how you win. That's how you win.
So, I want to tell you about something that happened today, but at the same time, it could really bum people out. But it was kind of a very awkward thing involving a sea turtle.
Oh, shit. Wait, does the turtle survive this story?
We don't know.
Oh, man. I don't know. Why do you bring it dark? Like, what happened to you, Ben? You're like, I'm going to tell him about animal murder.
Well, from what I can tell, it should be, it was okay. And according to the people we talked to, it was okay.
You went to the aquarium.
Yeah.
The thing where she floats too much.
Hold on, I'm going to tell the story.
Fine.
Okay. So, the sea turtles there, they have 3 of them, and 2 of them have something called bubble butt, which, haha, sounds funny, but it's really kind of sad. Where like they had a problem with their shell, and like gas and stuff can get stuck in there, and it affects their buoyancy. It's like it's sucky.
Yeah.
So they have like specially like things like weighted to keep them down and everything like that, and it helps strengthen their muscles so that they can be normal turtles and everything. It's one of the reasons why they're at the aquarium, because as we learned from Sigourney Weaver, you recuperate and revive and resuscitate, and I forget all the 3 R's, but anyways, so we're on this I forget exactly what they call it, but it's like a carousel thing. So think like it's exactly like the thing from Jurassic Park where they go and sit down and or it's kind of a ride.
Yeah.
And so you turn from one like little bit of an aquarium, then you move to the next one, then to the next one, and it's kind of cool and stuff. So the first one had a dude just wearing like a diving helmet talking to us about certain kind of fish, and it was kind of really boring because there's like this giant grouper right in front, and I'm like, wow, that thing's freaking huge. And then there's like, yeah, and then this fish over here, this kind of fish, and then there's another person kind of standing there, and they kind of did a little back and forth talking about some of the fish that were in the tank there.
Mr. DNA, where did you come from?
the entire time I'm like, I'm not gonna say Mr. DNA. I'm not gonna say Mr. DNA. In fact, today I almost wore my Bingo It's Dino DNA shirt. I was like this close, but I didn't. So we move on to the second one, and there's a stupid video presentation of a guy and his wife, like who are both scientists there, and they're like, doing like total canned line reading, like like flirt fighting with each other, and it was the dumbest thing. And you had to be there for that because obviously you're not laughing. But anyway, so this curtain rises up so we can see, and it's like, oh look, there's a giant sea turtle and everything. This is really cool. And then like over in the right corner where we just happen to be sitting, because big long thing, we're right in the front. There's a sea turtle that's just like up against the rock formations that they have on there, just lying there doing absolutely nothing.
Oh,
And
no.
you can tell it's one of the bubble butt ones because it's got like weights on its back and stuff. And I'm just like all of us at the same time, is that turtle okay? And like the other turtle, or one of the other turtles in the tank, is like right in front of there, like kind of like swimming around right in front of us, like it's looking at it. It's like almost like, could you help my friend?
Stop looking at it.
Yeah,
Help him.
like, please. So like all of us were just, well, all of us in the corner anyways, in our group, who were the only ones in the corner, we just keep looking at it like, oh my god, can we move now? Like we had no idea. So then it moves to the next one, and it's seals, and it's really cool. They're swimming around and everything, except right in front of us there's a seal that's just laying down, like hanging off of a rocky outcropping. We're just like, oh my god, what's wrong with the right corner? And then it slowly just like falls down so that it's like almost doing a face plant handstand to get up against this rock. And then we're like, oh my god, what is going on here? And then finally got up and started swimming around and stuff, and it was fine.
Upside down.
Yeah, it swam upside down, like there was something wrong with it. But yeah, we as soon as we finished, I walked up to the lady who was like, ushering people out and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're worried about one of the sea turtles, and told about it. And like, oh yeah, stuff like that happens, and we have vets, not vets, but like, well, I guess for lack of a better term, because I can't think of it right now, vets, who they check them every day, make sure they're okay, and sometimes because of the weight, they just kind of hang out at the bottom and stuff. So we're like, okay, so in theory it's okay, but we're just sitting there the whole time like it's not moving, like it wasn't moving at all. Like fish were swimming around it, like going under it and over it, like it was part of the reef. It was weird. So I think it's okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I have pictures.
Of the dead sea turtle?
No, I'm just the turtles in
Oh.
general.
I don't want to go to that place. I've been asked if I want to go a couple times. I don't want to go because I feel like all the animals are sad because none of the animals belong here.
Yeah, but it's really cool inside at least. And I mean, normally I'm with you on that. And as much as I love zoos and the fact that I get to see animals, I hate them at the same time. So I totally get that.
Like,
A
I'm a
lot
little
of the-
more forgiving of zoos that are in, like, native environments for these
Yes.
animals. But, like,
The
hey,
ones
what
here-
if we had a water park in the middle of the damn desert?
Yeah, but the thing is they're in the water, so it's not like they're just like out lying in the sun on the beach somewhere. It's like, hey, let's look at this fish. Isn't it supposed to be in the water? We're in the desert.
There is no water.
Yeah, I can tell you that the otters were really happy. The penguins seemed to be really happy. The seals were happy. Like, a lot of them seemed to be very happy.
Well, good. I'm glad you developed the ability to speak to animals and were able to confirm it from
Yeah.
those animals in particular.
Yeah, from what it looked like, they were enjoying themselves.
Okay.
The sharks? Oh my gosh, they had very big sharks. Like, the size of a man.
Okay.
They were big. It was pretty cool.
You are a fish. All right. Well, should we do a show?
Yeah, let me take a quick drink really quick.
Okay. I will do the same. Uh-oh, my
I'm done.
drink's almost gone.
Uh-oh. Well, do you need to go fill up your drink?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm gonna just manage.
You're going to risk dry mouth?
Ugh. Ugh, that drink was not good. All right.
Oh, what was it?
A lemonade thing. It's not like the guess bourbon.
Scotch, scotch, scotch.
That would have been my reaction if it had been bourbon. I probably would have. You would have heard me take a big sip and then go blah. You know that episode of Buffy that's considered the worst episode of Buffy in the
The
world?
caveman episode?
Yeah, the caveman episode.
That's so bad.
I hate that episode, so I agree. I think that's probably the worst episode of Buffy. But the one thing that I do find funny about that is every time she takes a drink of alcohol, she goes blah. And that's kind of how I am when I'm drinking. Like, if you ever are in the rare occasion of watching me at a social gathering and I get alcohol, just watch every time I take a drink. I make a face and sometimes make an audible sound. Like, I don't take to it very well.
You're not the only one. I tend to hide it pretty well, though.
I don't. I wear all emotions right on my sleeve, and so everybody knows.
So why do you get it? Just trying to be cool?
You know.
Didn't after school specials teach you not to do that, John?
You know, sometimes you gotta look. Sometimes you
gotta be cool.
Sometimes you gotta fit in.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes it's not that I hate it. It's just it usually will make me go bleh. It's fine.
What do you mean? Bleh?
Bleh. Like
I don't like spam.
Even some drinks that I like will make me go bleh. But then they get better. It's just initially it's like, this is a disappointment. No, it's okay. That's the reaction.
I wasn't expecting the hello.
Unless it's the adult root beer floats from Oregano's, those things I will just down like crazy and then get in trouble for drinking too much.
That is what I've heard.
I was told that I needed to stop. So,
Bring me another.
demand another. They come in a big metal can, so it would have been great, like a big metal cup, like a Stein.
So, okay. So, like, not like the hey, we mixed your milkshake in this, and this is the leftovers.
It is, except it's in the shape of like a mug.
Oh, that's perfect. Maybe I need to take you to Oregano's now.
Yeah. Oh man, you get the baked ziti. Oh, it's so good. It's in a bread bowl. It's the size of a man. Like it's so good.
Like the sharks I saw.
Yes, like the size of the shark. All right. Well, I'm watching the chat room get smaller because we're talking about not WoW, I guess. So, Ben, why don't we start the show?
All right. Well, let's do this. I'm just gonna jump right in. You good with that?
You're not gonna intro or anything?
Well, I'm gonna do like the welcome to Azeroth Roundtable.
You're not gonna be like, hi, this is Azeroth Roundtable. You're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 236. That wonderful intro was by my friend and co-host John. We are here to talk about World of Warcraft. I don't know where I was going with that, but hey, John, how's it going?
Hello, Ben. It is Saturday night here in Azeroth. And, hey, what's up? What's going on? I didn't mess with my webcam settings enough, and I look purple.
I see that. You look great.
So...
Wait, did you eat an experimental piece of gum from the Willy Wonka Corporation?
Violet! You're turning violet! Hold on. I will adjust that while you talk to these fine people, because it's distracting me.
I can do that. But, yeah, so we're here Saturday night. Work was really busy, so I talked to John and said, hey, let's bump it to Saturday. And John said, yes, let's. Exactly like that. We were very conspiracy-ist, conspiring. I don't know. Whatever. But, so John, there is something that I thought that we should at least kind of start off with, because not only is it something that I'd like to talk about, but also something that I think is actually going to really surprise our listeners. And that is, hey, John.
Yeah, hey, Ben.
How's raid been going?
Oh, snap! I forgot. I have been raiding. I was trying to remember what all I've been doing in WoW, and I forgot. I raided. So far, I think I've helped you guys kill every boss except kill Jaden.
Oh, nice.
I think that's the only one I'm missing. So, yeah, I'm there. I'm getting carried hardcore, because
Well, you know, not too bad from what I saw on the DPS meters from the logs that were posted and everything. So okay, you were there. You came in with us last Sunday after we had already cleared like the tail end of Tomb of Sargeras. And then Wednesday, I had to work, so I wasn't able to actually join us. But I heard that you did show up, and I was really excited for you.
I did. I was there. Scott was there. Two of us were there at the same time. It was weird.
Which totally blows away the theory that you're the same person.
Yeah.
Which we had discussed that at one point.
That was a discussion amongst the raid team. Yeah, I showed up. It was cool. It's a cool raid. One of the problems is, first of all, one of the problems is I don't know the names of any of the bosses. So, when we were fighting the big lava thing that smashes the rocks, and then you have to get on the rocks that haven't sunk into lava. You know
the Avatar of Sargeras at the very end?
Yeah.
So it's the one where there's the thing that's in the middle, and then there's the maiden that you have to like drag around the whole room.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Avatar of Sargeras.
So I was having a bit of a problem because while you're doing that, Illidan is in the background fighting Kil'jaeden. And that's all I wanted to watch.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So
holy crap, I want to do that now.
So everybody's DPSing the boss, and I turned at one point and I see Kil'jaeden and Illidan duking it out, and I was just like, lore is happening over there. I turned and just started watching that.
Oh, see, I'm glad you told me, because now I'm gonna, try to sneak peek every now and then. But I'm really sad that you told me, because I'm a healer, and that's a fight where I need to run around a lot to stay in range of the tanks.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving in that fight, but it's cool. I like the kind of like soft enrage in the form of like you only have so much platform before it's eventually all gone, and
yeah.
And then it's weird because when it's all done and you want to go onto the ship, you just run across the lava anyway for some reason.
Well, if you look at your buffs, Velen made you like fireproof.
Well, can Velen do something a little more like...
Well, no, he's afterthought Velen. Even though he's a prophet, he should know that you need it. But he's afterthought Velen. It's like, oh, you know what? I didn't know I didn't have this on my bar. I didn't know I could cast it. It's in my book. I can make you immune to lava. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, that would have been handy for the fight. Like, hi, Velen, hello. And then, secondly, do something that looks a little cooler, because, like, I'm watching people just run over there, and I was like, well, this looks dumb. And then I just ran across lava and was okay, and I was just like, all right. They couldn't come up with a story reason, like he levitates us, or... there's like a thing you click and it pulls you over. Like, I just wanted something showy. It just ended up looking dumb.
Yeah, like the mass safety pull or whatever that Sylvanas does in that one dungeon.
Yeah.
She's like, get over here.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
How could you do that, Sylvanas?
It's just really weird. It's just like, okay. Or like if he parted the lava, that would have been
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Of course, the only problem with that is that you never know, like, what sections of the platform the raid team is actually like destroyed.
Just have it go through the whole thing.
That could be kind of cool. Like just the line coming straight out to where the portal is. Just a nice big corridor. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Now I want that. Dang it.
Yeah. I don't know. It just like that's the most minor nit to pick in the entire world. Like I thought it was really cool. It seems like a really fun raid.
I gotta say though that I love the thing I love about Avatar of Sargeras is when you walk in and he's stuck there. If you look, like his wings are pinned to the wall behind him and stuff, and like the architecture inside there, you have all these like faces just looking down on him that are supposed to be like the other Titans and everything, and it's just really cool.
Yeah,
love that place.
All right, so let's talk about this too, because Spencer just brought it up in the chat.
Okay.
Ben, I don't have grappling hook on my bar right now.
That is surprising to me.
I'm very upset. Okay, so I have been good. Normally, on this show, on Twitter, in general, I've been known to A, speak my mind, B, speak passionately, and C, somewhat unfiltered. And I have been pretty good about the fact that Blizzard ruined World of Warcraft.
Does it have to do with grappling hook?
Yes, they
just a
ruined
guess.
grappling hook, Ben. The greatest skill that ever existed. They ruined it. They didn't have to touch it, but they touched it.
So okay, what's the big change? Does it just not path anymore? Like, what is it?
Yes, it does not. It requires pathing now, which warriors now understand. Like, hey, sympathetic, we're brothers in arms. There's a lot of classes that have been impacted by this. Like, it's a change that pops up with a lot of mobility things, where all of a sudden it's like, oh, you require pathing in order to do the thing that you're gonna do. And it just sucks. And it bums me out that you've got demon hunters flitzing around, dashing wherever they please, doing whatever the hell they want. No nerfs there, but every other race has to get some, like, weird, no, you got to be able to path in order to do it. It really made me sad. So number one, they nerfed it incredibly badly.
Can you do, like, a jump and hook like you used to be able
Sometimes, but I say it works about 50-50, so never do it in a place where it's critical.
Oh, that's no fun.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. They really, really ruined it.
Well, I will say, before you continue on with your points, I've kind of understood this and had to deal with this my entire WoW career when it comes to rolling and blinking.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many times I'm going somewhere and I hit blink and I am either right where I was or back a little bit. It happens more often than you think, especially if there's like uneven ground at all, or like say in Siege of Orgrimmar when you're going through the Pandaren stuff where, like, you know, everything's all janky and broken and everything. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to just blink to someplace and then all of a sudden it's like, no.
What they need to do, seeing as they're clearly allergic to fun over at Blizzard Entertainment,
Oh, jeez.
Is they need to break it for everybody in the good way instead of breaking it for everybody in the bad way. Just let us jump over crazy places. If we get somewhere we're not supposed to be, we'll hearth. Or we'll do the stuck command. Like, there's things there. Just make it better. I'm really upset. So that's it. That's the one and only time I'm event about friggin' grappling hook being busted and them ruining the best thing that's ever been in World of Warcraft.
So, okay, does this, like, harken back to beta version?
Yes, it's a lot like how it was in beta, where I was like, I will never take this ability because it doesn't work ever. Like, half the time I try to use grappling hook, it's like, nope.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I really don't like it, and so now I got one of the things that upgrade your legendary items to 970 or whatever it is.
Okay, so you're
I
taking off that legendary, huh?
So I went ahead and put on the one that does the speed increase, does more damage now. I put those on, so now I switch my talent. I run faster. It's the most boring talent in the entire world that I had to pick over the most fun talent in the entire world.
Well,
got nerfed.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, if you run fast enough, it'll be like, you know, you never even had a grappling hook, or that you needed one. You have to be really fast, though. Maybe? Be really fast, John.
Nope. I'm mad. I'm still
Run
mad
fast.
about it. It'll be fine. I just hope they fix it at some point, because right now, like, there was a time where they were being interviewed and they're like, yeah, we're considering baking it into their kit because it's very popular. And I was like, heck yeah, that's what the future should be. And now they've broken it, so they probably will. It's just lame.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
so, thanks, Blizzard. You broke my stuff.
well, okay. How about this? You complain about something. I'm going to complain about something.
Okay.
So Legion's been out for it's been a year now, right?
Yeah,
Or just about?
a little over a year.
Yeah. Well, first of all, props on them for the patches. They've been really good. So, you know, yay. You know, keep those up. But I'm going to complain. I'm going to complain that I still haven't gotten my Torn invitation for a Fox mount, and I have been running that every freaking time that Suramar is up, or, you know, the Nightfallen rep is up, so I can get that chest. Every single time Withered is up, I do the wither training, and it hasn't shown up yet. When like our friend Ted, he's gotten multiple, and you can't trade him or anything. You just oh, it's a torn invitation. Screw that. I've been to that party. Who cares? Just throw it away because that's all you can do with it. But I wanted this fox mount like the second I saw it in the beta. I'm like, the thing is really cool. It's really neat. It's great. I've gotten like a bunch of other random mounts for other things and other characters and everything at this point, but that fox is something that I need it.
Yeah.
And so last night in my 2 hours where I was actually awake after I crashed right after I finished work, I hopped in. I'm like, okay, I've got 2 characters who are able to do the wither training, but 5 overall who can do the Suramar, Nightfall and stuff. And so I was only able to stay awake long enough to do the 2 characters through wither training and Nightfallen, which luckily it was active, so it counted as one of the quests. And no, nothing there. And it's frustrating. Like, I know RNG is a factor, and I know that it's a factor in so much of the game. And for the most part, I've been decently lucky with it. So I'm not like overall complaining that RNG is the worst system in the world. But when you're waiting for something to drop for forever, it is the worst thing in the world, John. Like, absolutely. Oh, it's pissing me off. It's like, people ask what I'm doing, like when I'm in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, I'm just doing my every 3-day, disappointment run. Woo!
Yeah,
so
disappointment. Well, now that you've complained about it on Azeroth Roundtable, you're destined to get it. That's the way it works around these parts. So
I hope
you're destined to get it, and hopefully Grappling Hook is destined to achieve its glory days again. Just make it a little bit better. It doesn't even have to be what it was, just a little better. I'm so sad about it.
That's such a bummer, though.
Like, I'm playing it up a little bit for fun as far as like, oh, I'm outraged, but like, I'm seriously sad about it. Like, that part is true. Like, I love talking up Grappling Hook. I think it's a fun joke. If you've ever seen me stream WoW, I'm always making the joke, hey, Grappling Hook, because it's the best, and, things like that while I'm playing. So, that's all for fun and games, but I am seriously very sad about Grappling Hook. It's probably the one time they have changed something in this game that I have been legitimately really bummed about. Not really outraged about. Like, I'm playing that bit up a bit. I get they make changes. This just felt like for no reason. Like, I'm sure it has something to do with PvP, probably.
Well, a lot of the stuff does. When they make the like minor changes like this, at least it used to. Ever since they changed the way that PvP works with your gear and everything like that, it seems like they haven't been balancing it 1-to-1 as much as they used to.
Yeah, which has been kind of nice, but yeah, in this case it's just a bit of a bummer. I'm a little sad about it, and I'll get over it.
Yeah.
For right now, my damage is higher by running around fast, but Grappling Hook, it's so good, it needs to come back. But anyway, trying to think what else I was doing. There was something else that I was like, oh, I remember what it was.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish Suramar finally, Ben.
Well, hey, let me tell you, if you finish it, you will not get a fox mount.
Ben, that quest line just keeps going.
Yes, it does.
Every time I think, all right, this has got to be the last bit of Suramar,
and then you finish the little bit, and then you click on it, and you're like, oh no.
And I'm like, all right, we're going to war. This is it. Okay, we're storming the gates. There's Elisande. We're going to get her. She's mad at it. Okay, I'm going to go feed some fruit to some people. And it's the same people.
And the kid never wants it, and it pisses me off. I'm like, don't you understand the gift I'm giving you?
It's still going. Like, I'm still... I don't remember what I'm doing right now. So I just did some assault on like Felsong Hold or something like that, and I got Fel resistant withered, and then I attacked some place with my Fel resistant withered, and I think that's the last thing I did. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad, Sean. I'm glad you're fighting the fight for the rest of us.
My gosh, it just goes. And I haven't looked up to see how much further it goes, but oh my gosh, that thing is just like the endless quest line. Made me
Yeah.
really appreciate how much content is in this game because, man,
Oh my gosh, I know there is a ton.
Suramar is an event.
And remember, they released that like weekly. Because you unlocked it and then you do the whole week and then it's like, okay, cool. Then they release the next week. So
For
while we
how
were
long? I
complaining-
feel like I'm already through 52
It was
weeks
like-
worth of content.
it was probably like a good 2, maybe even 3 months or something like that. But I mean, this is back when we were like, oh god, I can't get into Suramar questing, and they're just tossing all this questing and lore stuff at us and everything. We're just like, yeah, we're good. Yeah. And so, what was the drive that finally pushed you to do it?
I kept having to abandon random quests because my quest log was full, and I was like, all right, it's time to finally clean up this quest log. So I was like, what's in here? And I had like 3 quests that were all in Suramar. I was like, all right, let's just go do it. It gets way more fun when you can just go into the elite area and just kill things like crazy. Like right now,
Yeah.
I'm so powerful. It's just like I land there and it's giving me quests. It's like, you're going to want to bring a party with this. And I was like, I am the party. And I just land and then wipe everything out.
I am the danger.
It just feels really, really good at this stage to go in and do those quests now on a really overpowered character. But then the problem is it makes me feel way more powerful than I am. And I'm like, all right, Mage Tower, let's do this. And then I get reminded how not powerful I actually am.
Oh man, I jumped into the Mage Tower again, and I'm like, woohoo! I killed 2 mobs at the end. Mind you, I'm supposed to be healing, and so I watched a video online of it, and this monk who is like, not even close to concordance, like didn't even have like that extra circle open.
Yeah.
His item level is so low. Go through and do all this, and I'm like, I suck. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of practice for me because so there's so many different abilities that I need to use that even my awesome macro keyboard isn't set up for it. So I've got to really get in there and practice and do that. But man, I want to do that Mage Tower, John.
I also
I really want to do it.
I finished the mini deaths of Chromie on my warrior.
Oh, cool.
So I now have
still need to finish that too.
the plate transmog available.
Very cool.
So I liked that. I really liked the mini deaths of Chromie. Like, it was this really cool thing that they added and we were all very excited about, and then I kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say this. Here's my tip to everybody out there who hasn't gone and looked up anything about the mini deaths of Chromie. Kill the big Gigantars. I think that's what they're called. That roam between the shrines. I never paid attention to them because I thought they were just like Northrend mobs.
Like flavor.
Yeah. And I didn't know that they were kind of key to getting your runs completed.
I did not know that.
They are key because by the time you've got a powered up Chromie, they're dropping between like 3 and 4 of those hourglass things just for killing one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you take the ability to get more dragon shrines cleared and more powerful items, and you go do the Emerald Dragon Shrine, then you kill the Gigantar, and between the 2 of those, you should probably have the ability to insta-clear another Dragon Shrine, and you just end up getting so many of the little hourglass things that it really negates a ton of the content. So
I didn't know that.
yeah,
I still need to work on my Chromie. I remember last time I did anything, it's like, okay, you're gonna learn this talent now. Okay, I'll learn that in 3 days or whatever, and then I just haven't gone back.
That's the problem with, and like, I get Blizzard loves their gates. Like, nobody loves a gate better than Blizzard, but like, that's the problem I think with it is you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm not progressing in this. I clearly need the next talent. You go to learn it, and she's like, all right, come back in 3 days, and then you forget to come back in 3 days, and then you just kind of forget about the content. And that's one of my big problems with a multi-day gating for no good reason. Like, they should have never put that on Chromie. I get that they were trying to get more out of the content, but it's what happened to me, is I got to the first one that's multiple days and completely forgot to go back to it. And it's unfortunate because that content's really, really fun. Even though it's not the most rewarding thing in the whole wide world, like, it's super fun to do. And
I need to figure out how to bust that barrier on that cannon in Anderhall.
well, you got to kill a few key mobs. You got to kill the
Yeah.
little gnome. He drops the item for the shield. Then
Okay.
you have to kill the alchemist. He drops the poison for the armor, or the acid for the armor.
Hmm.
And then you have to have killed, I think, like 6 or 7 of the not the named, but the like big guardsmen that are on horses. And
Yeah.
they drop bombs that do huge percentage damage once those 2 are down.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, I'll do that. I think I was last time I played, I was in there, except like when the time was running out and I was trying to find mobs. But the thing is being the healer that I was, I would run and try to bypass stuff. And Chromia had her set to tank because she just does amazing damage if you keep her health up.
Yeah.
And she would just stop and aggro everything, so she'd just stop and fight it when I'm just trying to bypass it all. So I'm like, come on!
Well, now you can fly. You can just fly over all of it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you can just land where you need to. So usually,
perfect.
just because of what's around them, you usually have to kill a couple knights, the dwarf and the gnome, just because the dwarf is right in the house right in front of the gnome, and you'll probably aggro him by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And but really, the best thing you can do is get the powerful item boxes, and you get an item that you can just turn into the Tauren in the room where you spawn in, and she auto-completes Chromie's quest as soon as you accept it. So you just...
Oh, cool.
You take the quest from Chromie, and then it just changes to a complete icon like a second later, and then you say, okay, go, you can go, and off she goes. So it's...
Very cool.
It's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit here.
Okay.
And I know it's a sore subject, and I'm sorry, I'm just bringing it up for context.
Oh, no.
So you know how there was a change to grappling hook.
Uh-huh.
There was okay. So you're talking about certain things that should be kit and everything for all rogues. There was something that happened back in, Wrath of the Lich King, I want to say, because it had to be, where they took reagents away from the requirements for slow fall for mages.
Yep.
And that was one of the greatest things that ever happened, because I never used slow fall because I never had light feathers on me. And then as soon as I got slow fall, I was using that thing all the time. Oh, there's stairs, slow fall, jump, whee!
Yeah.
And that's how we found out that if you're on the very top of Thorum's, like where Thorum's throne is and everything, you get on top of that. If you get on your mount or hit slow fall, get on your mount and then run and jump, you can get from there all the way into Zoldarak, like a really far ways in. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
But so the reason I bring that up is because slow fall had a slight change. I'm assuming the same time that grappling hook did. Now, when I hit slow fall on my mage, I jump a little bit higher, and the floatiness starts like right away. So, have you been in the mage order hall at all?
No.
Okay. So it's set up really cool. So you walk in, and then there's like this fountain and stuff in front of you. Stairs kind of go up and around, and then you go up further, and then that's where your empower your weapon thing is and everything like that. So if you go straight back down, you run into a fountain, and I would always slow fall and jump and then try to land outside of the fountain. Fun little mini game for myself.
Yeah.
And it was always like barely there, or like I'm just right on the edge, like just pixel wise I just nailed it, and then I just keep going and get to the portal. Well, ever since the new change to slow fall, I'm nailing that thing every single time. It is great. So like there's something that I never knew that or I never would have noticed that there was something different about slow fall unless I did this stupid little thing every single time I ran out of that place. And I love it. It's great. It's like I'm just like, like I've this is going to sound weird, but like my character feels lighter, which I understand is kind of the point, but it's just like I'm just like gracefully falling now, as opposed to like, okay, I'm floating. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I like it.
So sad. Your story made me sad, Ben. You know what
sorry.
I used to
It was
do?
not my
I
intention.
used to jump off the top of High Mountain, like the highest mountain in High Mountain, and glider past where the Tauren live, and then I would grappling hook onto the top ledge as I went by.
So you essentially Batman Arkham City'd it.
It was super cool. I don't even know if it works. It might still work. I don't know. I don't know to
Wow.
try it though, because you never know. So
Yeah,
we need to stop talking about grappling hook. I'm so bummed.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
So I made some progression on my shaman.
well, that's good.
Yeah, I got the storyline to the point where it's like, hey, you remember how you have a follower base and you need to send them on missions? Do that now. So I got to that point in the story and then stopped. So thank goodness for the app. I actually went through and did it that way and everything. So just need to log back in when I have some time and actually get in there and finish up that storyline because it's I like the idea of it. I think it's really cool.
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
You have been, I mean, you play your monk probably most because it's who you raid on and all of that,
Yeah.
of course. Which class has been the most fun for you to play this expansion? Just from a pure gameplay and gameplay loop perspective.
That's actually kind of really tough because there are some that stick out for reasons, but then they have like such huge downsides. You know what? I've got to say I probably have enjoyed my monk most out of anything. And I really love the mage. I love playing around and having fun and being my mage. But the ability to okay, so I'm on Argus, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, there's a rare mob over there. I'm the only one around. I go and fight it because I'm gonna live.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest things ever. I have Chen with me, so he's tanking, and I'm punching the crap out of it. I'm barely even looking at his health. If he dies, I'm like, oh crap, it's on me for a little bit. And if I need to, I just keep healing myself until he comes back. So there have been times when other characters are just kind of waiting for more to show up to fight this mob, and I'm just like, screw you guys, just run right in and attack. And that's a really good feeling that I've never had before, because when you play a mage, you are the stereotypical glass cannon, kill it before it gets to you or before you die.
Yeah.
And since I leveled through everything on my monk first and I was healing the entire time, it was really hard when all of a sudden I'm just questing on my mage and I'm like, oh, there's a rare, I'll go take care of it. And then I die like very fast because I should not be anywhere close to touching this thing.
Yeah.
So when you get the talent to or from your artifact weapon, when you blink, how you get health back, and I'm like constantly spamming blink so that I can get a little bit of health back and live just a little bit longer to maybe kill this thing. There's an issue with how I play, which is the problem.
Yeah.
But I gotta say though, I've really enjoyed the monk a whole lot. Like I said, I think because I'm invincible, and I don't know what it is, but I'm really just like grabbing onto the whole monk archetype, stereotype kind of thing, where it's like the peace, the serenity of it and everything, and like I'm really connecting to my character like I never thought that I would with her. And like the quest line to get the mount, like totally like it jived with me in a way that I can't even like really truly describe. So it's really great. Like as soon as I got to my order hall for the monk, I'm like, yeah and see all the monk stuff going on and everything, and how it's like this peaceful place. And I mean, Pandaria is still one of my favorite places to visit, just because I love the environment so much that having a piece of that in this expansion has really felt good. On the other hand, playing a fury warrior is so much fun, like so much fun. You have the really awesome, animations and attacks. You really feel like you're all like, I'm going to take on the world. Like you're Dak. Okay. Like hands down, you're Dak. And, when I go out there and I'm going to go and fight the Legion and everything like that, I'm like, this is going to be fantastic. I'm going to do this. And then you get so hyped and happy that you're charging around, killing all these different things, that you never pay attention to your health and then just randomly die. It's fun. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a big surprise for me. I know, we've talked about on the show many times, like, well, this expansion, not so much, but many times before, how we just never thought we could ever get into a warrior, how it was something that was just, so far away from us, that to totally love playing warrior right now is kind of surprising to me. How about you? I mean, I know that you've been spending most of your time obviously on the rogue, but you've gone through and done a bunch of different class quests and everything like that. So where's your head at?
I would have said warrior, but somebody decided they wanted to do two and talk about both of them. So,
Well, no, let me tell you your concept and aspect of the warrior. I mean, we look at the game differently. I mean, very differently. I'm at this point a kind of monk, peaceful serenity person, and you're a really sneaky rogue. So different perspectives.
I mean, mine, as far as like most fun from purely a gameplay side, it was warrior. It took a while for it to get going. I feel like I kind of had to just force myself to level. Like the early days on the Fury Warrior were really rough. Like I have artifact power in all the specs because I couldn't decide what to play early on.
Oh wow.
Because I was just like, I went from loving Fury Warrior prior to Legion coming out to once Legion hit, I was like, I hate this. This feels awful. Like this is really bad. Once I powered through it and I actually got some power behind my warrior again, I went right back to loving it. Like right now, the warrior is the most fun thing for me to play because there is just this amazing element of just like charge in, shoulder tackle, just smashing with giant weapons. Like it just feels so visceral and powerful. Like it's crazy good.
Very cool.
And I love that. The rogue is, it's my main, and it's my main for a reason, and it's because I like the rogue overall more. But there's something about just whenever I'm on my Fury Warrior that I'm just like, oh yeah, this is what this game should be. Look at me, I am like a friggin' train, and this is so good. So Fury Warrior,
when you're on the warrior, it's just bring it. Like you can take on anything at any time for however long it takes.
Oh, and the feeling so I feel like there's a lot of warriors listening that are just like, yes, this is what we've been saying forever. But when you go up against something that can knock you back, it's the greatest thing because they knock you up into the air and then you just hit rush and your character is just like in midair, hits the brakes and is like, oh no, you don't, and flies back in. And it's so good. And I take the talent where if I do the attack that heals you, if I do that after a rush, it gives even more healing. So I lose a bunch of health, I get knocked back, then I dash in, and the next thing you know, I'm back to full health again. And, it's so good. It's so fun. So I think the gameplay for the warrior is easily the best. Their class hall is okay. Like, there's still just moments where I look at what I am and where I am and all of that, that I'm just like, oh, this is so badass. But generally speaking, I was like, the story was okay. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was just okay in there. But the gameplay for the Fury Warrior has been just top friggin' notch.
Yeah. So, okay, there's a question in the chat room asking if the class mount is, like, fun, if the quest line for it is.
No.
I saw this on a previous I think it was in the chat room of a previous episode. The best way to describe it is that Odin is a Pokemon trainer and you're his Pokemon.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
It's okay. You do some battles, some arena battles. That's kind of fun.
That first one I had the hardest time with.
The first one is definitely the hardest, and I was like, this is gonna be rough. It's gonna just get. And then the others were so easy. I was just like, oh, never mind, we're fine.
Oh, I know. Especially that third one. The third one was really cool. It's like, oh, you're charging. Step.
Yeah.
And then charge after.
They really front-loaded their champions. Like, I was nervous. I was like, I might not make it through this.
Yeah, it took me seriously probably like 5 tries, maybe 6 on that first one. And I kept buying the potions and the armor and everything. I'm like, oh god, I gotta use this.
Yeah. I have a ton of leftover potions because I bought them thinking I'd need them for all the fights, and then I didn't. I only needed it for the first one. So, but Warrior's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean the mount is really cool looking.
I don't remember.
And,
I do remember what I had to do on the rogue. Yeah, they're not. I don't think there's a lot of fun class mount quests in this game.
I enjoyed the monk one. I'll just say that again. I enjoyed it.
The Rogue One's pretty cool. You have to break into all the Alliance cities for Horde tunes, but they're a little vague on what you need to do.
Wouldn't it be great if you had to break into Alliance cities on the Alliance?
Yeah.
You just walk right in. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Complete.
You did it. Yeah, I remember, and we talked about it on the show, so I don't want to necessarily go too in depth, but like there's a dwarf that you have to pick the lock on his armor, but nobody tells you that. Like there's no indication. You have to somehow discern that that's a thing you need to do. So you're trying to avoid guards that can break your stealth. You're trying to get up to him, and you're supposed to notice that he's super armored and has a lock on the back of the armor and take that as I should pick the lock on the back of his armor and then I can fight him. And it was a little difficult.
Yeah.
So, the Rogue One's cool in what you're doing, but the execution is a little weird. Like if they had maybe communicated the things better, I would say it would be awesome.
Have you done the Paladin one yet?
No.
Dude, you go back... whatever, it's been out forever. You go to Stratholme.
Oh, really?
You purify a certain horse.
Oh. Wait, which horse?
Remember when we would go mount hunting in there?
You have to purify Rivendare's charger?
Make it alive again. It's cool, man.
I should be able to just do that. I have it in my inventory. I shouldn't have to go to Stratholme.
You have to go. It's cool. You should do the story. It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna accept the quest while on Rivendare's charger and see if they're just like, "Good job, you did it. Good on ya."
We have to go find him. Look at me. We know where he is.
He's in Stratholme, we think. No, I have him. He's right here.
Nay. Come on.
I have him already. Come on. What would be awful though? Here's how they get around it. They give you the option to do it. You can skip the entire quest and you can just get it done, but it's going to remove that mount from your inventory and replace it with the Paladin one. So you're going to have to go farm again, and it'll pop up the option and it'll be like, you want to do this? And I guarantee you every Paladin will be like, no, I'll go do the quest. I'll go do it.
I'll do it. He'll fly now. Oh.
It's gone.
Yeah. Oh, so I got the ret color appearance on it too, because I finally got concordance on Ashbringer, and I haven't touched my Paladin since. But I glyphed out my I don't even know what the ability is, where it's like you get to charge for a couple seconds on your steed.
Yeah.
And now instead of the big Kodo, because I'm a Tauren, it's my little vengeance horse. I'm all woohoo.
Does it look dumb on a Tauren?
It actually doesn't look that bad.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be horrible. In fact, I go back and forth between that and then the heavenly golden cloud serpent for flying mounts on her.
Okay. I fly on the winged lion thing.
Oh, the store one?
Yeah.
Okay. The Winged Guardian.
Wingardium
Gotcha.
Leviosa. That's what I call it.
That's what I named my pet, is Leviosa.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yep.
Glad we're both on that same page.
Oh, of course.
If you're going to have a winged guardian, name it Leviosa. Perfect.
Yeah. That's totally the way to do it.
What color is the Retribution one?
It's like silver and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Horde colors. That's good.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, hey, cool. I don't actually ever use that one because I like the gold and blue and everything. Not Alliance.
That sounds like Alliance colors, Ben.
I know, but it matches the armor transmog that I have for her.
Hey, Ben.
So, yes.
What are the colors of the Alliance?
Something having to do with a lion.
Like a gold lion.
No, I don't know.
Surrounded in blue trim.
I'd say it's more of a bronze lion.
So wait, do you use the Alliance version of Ashbringer?
It matches my transmog.
Ben!
Well, the Hild's blue. It's cool.
Change it.
No.
There are super cool transmogs that are red and yellow in theme.
I'll see. I don't know. I just there's God, what do I have on her? It is a mix of the tier, I think 6, and then also one of the PvP armor sets that I got forever ago on her, and it's a really cool look. So that's why I stick with that.
You know what? I'm gonna pull up WoW right now while we're talking. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
pull it up, and I'm gonna show people that you don't have to be a blue and gold paladin, and you can
John,
still
this is
look
an
cool.
audio podcast. Come on.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about other things. What else is going on? What's new?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna go back to horrible RNG again. I was thinking about something that I've been hunting, possibly longer than the Foxmount, and that is the Blazing Drake from Dragon Soul. Because I want to get that stupid achievement that gives me the Emerald Dragon, or the Emerald Drake. Because I love the drakes, and I love the green ones, and it pissed me off so much that all of a sudden I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't have that yet.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyways, I'm linking my my torrent into the chat room really quick so that you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think it's a cool looking set. I personally, to me, it doesn't scream Alliance, but that's just me.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, look, you got that tabard. I actually... Okay, wait, you're not using the Alliance Ashbringer.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You're good. You're using the Silver Hand Ashbringer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would still get rid of those shoulder pads.
Well, I think they're cool. They're what Tyrion wore for a while, so I was kind of going with that.
He looks like a dirty Alliance.
Gee.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
Tyrion.
Oh, Tyrion. Yeah. Okay. But no, the Silver Hand Tabard. I love the fact that I actually do have that, and it's from getting Shadowmourne, which is great.
Yeah, I gotta work on that. Oh, my game still hasn't loaded. I was gonna show people. Whoops.
Well, that's fine.
Anyway, I have to actually change it because right now my character is not in the gold and yellow that I thought I was going to be. Mine is a little darker at the moment, but we'll show on the gameplay side here.
That's okay.
I mean, all I really need to do is change the tabard, and then we're good. Oh, look at that! Something cool happened. I don't even know.
So, how far are you in the Shadowmourne quest?
I haven't even started Shadowmourne quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you need help, let me know.
What do you do to start it? Is it just like a drop from the Lich King?
No, you walk inside and get the quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you talk to Mograine, I think. Well, anyways, you walk in, you go to the left, and then it's one of the dudes there. So yeah, simple as that.
All right,
not
there
bad.
we go. There's
But
that.
no, the quest is fun, and I mean, if you're going for like Invincible, if you don't have it yet, it gives you another excuse to run ICC every week. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have those shoulders though.
Well, yeah, that's the chromey stuff. I just have the chromey stuff.
Oh,
on at the
okay, cool.
moment. That's not necessarily what you got to do.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, I'm so speaking of the Paladin's kind of cool and everything like that. The Order Hall's kind of okay. I'd still love that you're, under a church, which is fun.
Yeah.
So
Paladins are all right. I should put more time into it. The problem is every time I get a piece of like the plate gear, like, hey, do you want to put on some cool plate gear?
It goes to the warrior.
Yeah, I'm like, well, send that to the warrior because I want the warrior to be super strong. So
Yeah.
that's been my major conflict so far.
Okay, so speaking of strong and gearing up and everything like that, I know that you've been working with alts and whatnot. Have you been, getting a lot of the Unsullied gear from Argus?
Yeah, I've been getting a decent amount, but mostly for my alts. I haven't been getting that much. I've been getting that much leather to drop, but I've been hitting up the vendor. So I learned something from Tet.
Yeah.
He got a piece of, it was PvP gear, but it was modeled after the upcoming raid tier gear. So he got the red, stylish looking hat that rogues get, like the one that makes you look like a red mage from Final Fantasy.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I need that hat. So I've basically, even though I already have a 910 item in my head slot, I've just, every time I get enough gems, I'm just like, give me a hat, and it ends up being something dumb. But I'm like, come on, I need the hat, man. I need the hat.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh,
Yeah, it's really
he
cool.
needs a new hat.
So anyway,
that's kind of neat.
That's been so. Yeah, it turns out that guy, the vendor there that you trade in those shards or gems or whatever they are, to get gear. There's a lot of randomization of what it can look like.
Okay.
That it pulls from table wise. So don't be afraid once you've got everything at 9, 10 or above to keep turning in. Because that was one of the things I was a little disappointed in, is I thought, man, this would be a quick way to get my other characters geared up if I could share this stuff.
Yeah.
And now that I've got kind of every slot at least 9, 10, it's like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if this is a very good deal now. But you can keep hitting slots up again and getting new stuff from it. So
okay.
It's
well, considering you only get like what 2,000 total, like that's all you can carry. It's much better to actually spend all that stuff on, you know, possible appearances than just, you know, hoarding it and then, you know, not getting the drops anymore.
Yeah. So I've gotten some really sweet looking gear out of there. Like, it's now appealing to the transmog. Here's the funny thing. When it was giving me gear upgrades, I was like, yeah, this is all right. Now that I'm doing it for transmog, I'm like, it needs to be another week because I need another 600 of these things now. Like,
yeah.
It's very clear where my passion in this game lies, because I'm way more excited about the transmog implications.
Yeah. Oh man, last Sunday was such a great day for me. You were there in raid, and I don't know if you remember what happened to me or not, but I've been sitting at so because of the legendaries that I have, I've been sitting at 1 tier piece this entire time.
Yeah.
You know, we've been running TOS like enough that we've gone through and killed Jaden. You know, we're a friends and family team, so it takes us a while to get through all the content and everything. This entire time I've had 1 piece that I can actually wear drop. And so finally Sunday happened, and I went from just 1 piece to a full 4-piece set. I was so happy. I'm like you have no idea. It's actually helping my heals a bunch because the bonuses that I get are actually really good for a change. And now I'm just sitting here. I'm like, oh man, to complete the set, I just need the belt and the shoes. Come on. And I haven't even looked to see where they dropped. So I'm a little sad because the belt did drop at one point for me, and I had it. I'm like, oh, this is great. But then the other monk on our team, it was like a huge upgrade for her. So I'm like, okay, here you go. Because, you know, it's so great having her along, and I love that she's there and everything. And so, you know, we do what we can to help out the rest of the team, and, you know, we're trading upgrades all the time and stuff like that. So I'm glad that, you know, personal loot has changed so that we can actually do things like that. But man, when you give up an appearance that you want, it's such a bummer.
Yeah.
But it's like, I get it. It's cool. And, you know, no actual real hurt feelings or anything, but I'm like, I almost had a matching belt. But I will say though, that came in so handy back when we were doing I can't think of what it's called now, the last raid where we're, you know, in the Nightwell stuff.
Yeah,
I know you never raided with us, so you don't really know.
Yeah, I've never been in there. Nighthold, I think.
Nighthold, yes, Nighthold. Thank you.
Nighthold is the name of the raid that I've never been in. That's the one.
Yeah. You know, that's actually, I really enjoyed that raid. There's some really cool fights in there. If we ever end up going back and doing that, I think you should come with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the greatest things in there because we were going through, you know, doing all the raiding and everything like that. She was joining us, and by the time she actually joined the team, I had pretty much the full tier set. But with that one, I got it basically, if it dropped, or, you know, the first time we killed the boss, my tier piece would drop, except for the cloak. I think I waited forever from the cake boss on that. So anytime we're going through, you know, it dropped again. I'm like, here's a tier piece. I think she ended up with like a 2-set bonus one night because it dropped for me and nothing was dropping for her.
Wow.
So yeah, it came in pretty handy that way. And so many changes and stuff have happened like since you and I were raiding back in Burning Crusade, like just to how teams work and everything like that. And, you know, most of them have been for the better. I can't really think of anything that's been like a huge detriment other than just the range and difficulty has changed so much between expansions. But I mean, that's really hard to kind of tie down and get the right feeling for. So I don't exactly blame Blizzard for it, but at the same time, I have to because they're the ones doing it, right?
Right. Yeah.
But like the way that looting has changed since we raided way back in Burning Crusade has been such a huge upgrade and such a huge help. I'm so glad it did. Like so much so, because I was Master Looter forever ago, and then last expansion we tried Master Looter one night, and then I'm like, well, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh,
yeah,
it's bad. It's so bad.
Mhm.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah, keeping track of DKP, people rolling, someone getting upset because someone always wins the rolls when they don't. I mean, it's just like, what, personal loot, boom. If you get it, you cool. If you don't, that sucks. You have a bonus roll.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The only thing that I wish they would change at this point now is that bonus roll loot would be tradable, because currently it's not. Which, I mean, it makes sense. They don't want the Race to World first people to go in there and like, okay, everybody use your bonus roll, and then any loot that you get, give to this one person.
Right.
So it makes sense. But man, there have been times where it's like, oh, I got this cool thing. Oh, I already have it, and I can't give it to anyone else, even though it's like a 20-point upgrade.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has evolved in a really good way. I think raiding can still evolve a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I've been kind of keeping my eye on Destiny, because I'm Destiny 2, I should clarify, because I've been thinking about like getting into that game when it comes out. It's right there on our Blizzard launcher, and it's calling to me, Ben. It's calling to me. I would like a cool first person shooter. And so I was watching the raid to see what was going on with their raids. Like, what is a Destiny raid? Because when I played original Destiny, but I never did a raid because it was always just me by myself when I played Destiny. And obviously it's going to be very different with Destiny 2. My friends list is not hurting for friends on Battle.net. So, assuming people that I know get that game, I will be able to play with people, and it's very likely I will end up in the raid at some point. So I was like, I wonder what it's like, and I was watching it, and there's a lot of what would be considered fighting trash in those games. And what I realized was like, oh, I actually think fighting trash in Destiny is cool. Like, I wouldn't hide from it in Destiny.
Okay.
And it made me wonder if my issue with trash is purely that I don't think playing WoW is particularly fun. Now, that sounds like a big insult and a big diss on WoW, but all I mean is, like, I don't think the act of, like, tab targeting and right-clicking and spamming the one key over and over again or whatever is particularly engaging, whereas lining up skill shots in a first-person shooter is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it takes a little bit more focus, attention, and
And I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling saying that. I don't know if I have a point, because I don't think Blizzard should necessarily turn around and change the way WoW plays so dramatically. But
we saw that happen with Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, like we're this far in. Maybe now's not the time to make the game suddenly a more action focused game. Although, they've kind of snuck it in here and there. Like, Demon Hunters definitely play a lot more action-oriented than other classes. And what's funny is on my Demon Hunter, I have actually taken talents and abilities that make it less action-oriented. So, like, how you can do the things where you put runes on the ground?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay. So, their Demon Hunters get an ability where they can place a rune on the ground, and it either explodes and does fire damage, or it interrupts casting, or things like that. Well, one of the talents you can take is it just drops it at your feet. You no longer have to click where you want it to drop. It just puts it at your feet automatically.
Makes sense.
I take that every single time because hitting the button and then deciding where I want to drop it is the most annoying thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
So I actually take the talent to remove a level of challenge with it. So I'm definitely not trying to make the case of WoW should go more action-y. But the thing I always come back to on raid night is trash just makes me zone out. Like, I hate it. It's a huge section of the raid that I am just bored out of my mind. And that's whether I'm participating or not, before anybody says, well, maybe you wouldn't be bored if you would just join in and help.
I've seen you actually fight some trash.
Sometimes. But it's the most boring thing in the entire world, and it just feels so unnecessary. And I know Blizzard is always like, well, it would be weird if it was just bosses in there. But
it depends on the raid,
it's already
really.
kind of weird. Like, you can't use, like, it would be weird as a logic in a world where everything about raiding is already weird. Like, people take really weird, bizarre paths to try and avoid the trash. That doesn't make any sense. There are mobs standing 5 feet away from other mobs that don't aggro on you because that's just not how it works. Like, there's already enough weird in there. So, I don't know. That always comes back to me as a thought of something that they could improve in raiding is trash in general. And I don't know. It's the most boring thing in the world.
No, I'm with you on that. And I mean, as a healer, sometimes it's the most boring thing in the world. Sometimes Civ rushes in without being in range and dies instantly. I mean, it's one of those things you never know what's going to happen. So it's a little bit more engaging for me, at least. But no, I'm kind of with it. I mean, when the trash is just kind of there and there's so much of it that you're clearing like a side of a hallway, and it's something that might fear, and then you're feared into other stuff, and then it could potentially cause a wipe because you're pulling like 3-4 groups of mobs. It's not fun. Or like in Tomb of Sargeras, the purple puddle. Like, good concept, okay? I will admit that. It's cool, it's kind of neat, I understand that. But having it be like, oh, if you step in this and there's other mobs up, you're probably gonna die, that's just not fun. Like, simple as that. So I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, going back and doing the time walking Black Temple, that's a lot of trash. There's a lot of unneeded trash.
It's a ton. I will say this: there isn't a ton of trash in the new raid that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel as bad.
No,
it's definitely been a little bit better, but it's still just like, it feels so unnecessary.
Yeah, just like a group or two in between each boss, I'm fine with.
Or
once it starts getting more than that, that's when I'm like, I'm not a fan.
Or how about this? Send in an army with us that fights the trash with us, and maybe not the bosses, and let it feel like a big epic fun battle and feel cool and epic. I said it twice.
Or like, maybe we have to charge our way through a single pack and then they fight everything else.
Yeah, something. It's just like...
Yeah, we made the hole so that we can get through to the boss.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my...
Unlike Siege of Orgrimmar, where it's like, so the Horde has to fight all of these.
Fight all of Orgrimmar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about ways they could improve still, and my immediate thought is always like, we could get rid of trash. So that's always where my thought goes.
Yeah. So hey John, it's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. I really appreciate that you're able to change around your schedule so that we were here on a Saturday night.
That's not a problem. Always happy to do it. It's always fun to try doing it on a Saturday night.
Yeah. So before we close out the show, though, there was a contest that was going on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
I was like, there was.
So Ro from Realm Maintenance, in case you missed the last couple episodes, he is the current champion of Azeroth Roundtable, and he put together a poll to try to figure out who is going to be the guest this year for the Azeroth Roundtable prediction show for BlizzCon. And the votes are in. We have our top 6 winners. And he has confirmed with all of them that should they win, they will be able to join us for the BlizzCon prediction episode.
That's awesome.
So he said, don't read him in a particular order, but I am making a particular order, and that is alphabetical.
Nice.
So the winners are going to be, no, they are. The winners are
the nominees
Jocelyn,
are.
Oh yeah, the nominees are Jocelyn, Jules, Marconin, Mick Montgomery, Pat Crane, and Thist. So those are your 6 semifinalists. I thought he was going to send us a sounder to play for the next stage. I haven't gotten it yet, so I'll wait to edit a little bit, and then maybe we'll put it here. But there will be another poll up to determine who the winner is going to be for the BlizzCon prediction episode.
Yep.
So think about it right now, since we don't have the exact address yet. But your choice is Jocelyn, Jules, Marconin, Mick Montgomery, Pat Crane, and Thist. Now, the funny thing is that Jules and Marconin are going to have to battle it out between themselves.
I like this. I like.
Well, they probably don't have to, but on their show, if they promoted it all,
they're now enemies.
Exactly.
I like it. We've turned them all against each other. Also, Jules and Joss. There's also some competitiveness there as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's competitiveness everywhere. Yeah. I'm actually very curious to see who's going to win.
I know, me too. We got a lot of votes in stage 1. Thank you again, everybody who voted. There was way more of you than we expected. So,
very much so.
I really hope everybody turns out for the finals, and we'll see who makes it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the show too, because I have no idea how Ro's going to do it. He said that he's switching it up a little.
He needs to, because I know a shocking amount of what's going on at BlizzCon this year.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully he's got some curveballs. I'm pretty sure Ro knows what I know, but I mean, Diablo just came out and said, we got nothing this year. See you later. So
I know what's happening with Diablo, John.
Yeah, we all got a pretty good guess. I just put my finger across my glasses and now it's all smudgy. So let's bring this show to a close.
Sounds good. John, until the next episode, which will be back on a Friday, where can people find you?
If you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger, or you can catch me on Core, which is a Heroes of the Storm podcast that's part of the Frog Pants Network. And hey, let me also plug something new. Starting tomorrow and every Sunday in October. I guess this doesn't make sense if it's recorded, but every Sunday in October, I am going to be doing a Divinity 2 stream. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be at twitch.tv/Kyle Ferguson. Kyle is putting that on.
Very cool.
And it is going to be me, Kristen Ashton, Kyle Ferguson, obviously, and Jeffrey Reynolds from Heroes Forge. And we are all going to be doing multiplayer Divinity 2.
Very cool.
I am going to be a skeleton rogue. I'm going to be a skeleton man.
That is a surprise. I never would have guessed that you'd be any sort of rogue, much less some sort of undead type thing.
It's super cool, man. He can use his fingers as lockpicks.
That's pretty awesome.
So I can't wait. So that starts tomorrow and every Sunday in October. So I hope you join us. Ben.
Yes, John.
Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage. I also do another show with Aludra called Battle Pets, where we talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft. Thank you. I appreciate that. There is something new that's going to be coming on my Twitch stream.
Gross.
I'm okay. I'm not going to exactly say what it is right now, but well, no, because we haven't made like an official announcement or anything. I mean, we kind of did, but not really. But let's just say that because I was successful in getting an SNES Classic, a plan that I had will come to fruition. So it's going to be something with Sarah and I. So keep an eye out.
I've been playing Secret of Mana like crazy on that thing. I didn't mean to do it, but I've been playing a shitload of Secret of Mana.
I am looking forward to hooking that up once we're done with the show. Hey,
here's a free end-of-show tip for anybody who got an SNES Classic and is playing Secret of Mana. Remember that by going into the settings, you can modify the behavior of your AI friends. So if you're like me and wondering why the hell they're just standing there looking at you like idiots, remember, you can modify their behavior to be more aggressive.
Oh, that's probably a good idea then, John. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, keep an eye out. I'll be announcing, what we're streaming, and I'll probably be putting that up on YouTube and, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, like I said, we haven't fully discussed what we're going to call it and well, I know the plan, what we're doing. I'll tell you about that later if you want.
You should
if you're
play
interested.
Super Mario RPG.
I am going to eventually play that because that is the one Super Nintendo game that I never played okay, no, I take that back. I played it because I rented it from Blockbuster, so I was in the middle of the game and I had no idea what I was doing, and I really wanted to play it, and after that one time that I rented it, I never saw it again. Yeah.
You need to play it. It's super good. You'll like it.
I know. I'm looking forward to that.
I promise.
Yes. But since this is not the SNES show, this is a World of Warcraft podcast called Azeroth Roundtable. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. If you have any questions, comments, want to tell us about your movement thing that is broken or not broken, send those emails to azerothroundtable@gmail.com. So you can see every episode that we have on YouTube right now on our YouTube channel, which is... Do we have an actual Azeroth Roundtable link yet?
I think so.
Cool. Well, look for youtube.com/AzerothRT. Otherwise, do a search for us. We'll be there. But follow us. We usually record Monday nights on Twitch, twitch.tv/AzerothRT. And, of course, all of our episodes are found on AzerothRoundtable.com, on iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And last but not least, join us on Discord, where hopefully we'll be more talkative sometime soon because, hey, I'm not working all the time. And John is slowly having his ear twisted to get on there more often.
Yeah, I've been a little better about it.
Yeah. And you can find that address on AzerothRoundtable.com. Just, look on the sidebar. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, everybody. Before we go, it's time for Patreon.
What?
Giving some shout outs. So big shout out to our newest patron, Tony C. Thank you, Tony, for joining us, being a patron. That's awesome. You are super cool. And as always, a shout out to the Murloc Club, Aaron and Simon. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for being a part of the Murloc Club. You all are fantastic, and we greatly appreciate it. If you want to join them, you can go to patreon.com/AzerothRT, find out how to become a patron. We appreciate all of the support, helping keeping us go.
Yes. I really don't know what that was supposed to be.
Is that just how we're going to end the show? You saying yes?
No.
And remember, kids, TBK Zord is always wrong.
And that's where we're ending the show.
Nice! Ending it with beef.
Nice. Good job. Hey, John, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No.
Seriously, I really appreciate the push, because I would have been a wreck if we tried to record last night.
That's okay. You didn't know this, but there was a point where as we were figuring out this Divinity 2 thing, where Kyle was like, can you record Friday? And I was like, I can make Ben push Azeroth Roundtable to another night every day of the week if I have to.
Wow. Thanks for that, John.
Look, clearly I negotiated alternatives. That's all I'm saying. I was just very excited, Ben.
Oh, I'd be excited to do that
it's
too.
Like Dungeons and Dragons.
I know.
I'm a skeleton rogue, Ben.
You're a skeleton man.
I can use my fingers as lockpicks.
Oh man, I know I played it for you forever ago, but did you ever, or do you remember the song Skeleton Man by Axis of Awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great song. I'm not going to play it because, copyright.
Uh-huh.
And you yell at me when I play stuff, and then Twitch takes down our sound.
Yep. This is all accurate.
Yeah.
This is 100% accurate.
I need a title for the episode.
There's beef at the end.
Okay. I was thinking maybe Not So Grappling Hook or something. I don't know.
No, don't talk about grappling hook.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just like the idea. It's like We named it after a throwaway joke at the very end that's there for no good reason, and that was the whole name of the show.
Fine by me. That works.
Also, TBK Zord is wrong.
He's also in the chat room.
He was, at least. I saw him briefly.
Yeah, I don't know if he still is or not. You know what, TBK Zord, I like you. I don't think you're wrong.
TBK Zord's good. I like him too. That doesn't make him right. It just, I like him. He's not right. He's not right.
Like in the head or like correct?
Twin Blade Varian is not a viable tank. Don't listen to him.
Oh yeah, no, that's not how you tank.
Yeah. Don't listen to him. Ben, every time you take a drink, it's out of Tracer.
Yeah. Tracer. I realize the camera's not even on right now, so the stream doesn't know. I just have like a statue Tracer that I'm drinking out of. She's my new flask. That's what it is. All right. Well, let's close this thing down. I haven't had dinner yet because I had a very late lunch.
I had a gyro, but I can't say it now.
A gyro.
Yeah,
no, that's right. Yeah.
I was about to say euro, and then I tricked myself up. I was like, wait a minute. No, there's something tricky about this word. No, I know the trick, and I've got it right, and I need to stop overthinking it. Anyway, yes. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for stopping by. You all have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye, everybody.